Ken Norton's life was a testament to unyielding resolve. His unlikely rise from poverty to heavyweight champion is a stark reminder that greatness is often forged in adversity. Witness the unforgettable saga of a warrior who shattered expectations and left an indelible mark on the world of boxing. Born on August 9, 1943, in Jacksonville, Illinois, Ken Norton's early life was marked by the harsh realities of poverty and racism. His father, Edward Norton, was a bulldozer operator, while his mother, Emma Norton, worked tirelessly as a maid to provide for their family. The Nortons' modest home on the outskirts of town stood as a testament to the struggles faced by countless African-American families during this era. As Ken would later reflect, growing up poor didn't just shape my worldview, it fueled my desire to succeed. His parents, though not athletes themselves, encouraged their sons' athletic pursuits, recognizing the potential for sports to provide a pathway out of poverty. Ken's introduction to boxing came at the age of 9 when he began training at the local YMCA under the guidance of Coach Joe Davis. It was here that Norton developed his foundational skills and instilled in himself a strong work ethic, which would become the hallmark of his future success. The historical context of Norton's early years is essential to understanding the trajectory of his life. The 1950s were a time of great social change in America, with the civil rights movement gaining momentum and athletes like Jackie Robinson breaking down racial barriers in sports. Ken's own experiences with racism would later influence his perspective on the world and inform his decisions as a professional athlete. As he navigated the complexities of adolescence, Norton found himself drawn to the stories of boxers like Joe Louis and Sugar Ray Robinson, who had overcome incredible obstacles to achieve greatness in the ring. Norton's formative years were also marked by a strong sense of community and family. His parents' emphasis on education and hard work instilled in him a discipline that would serve him well throughout his life. The values of perseverance and self-reliance, which Ken's father embodied as a working man, had a profound impact on the young athlete's psyche. As Norton himself recalled, "My dad always told me, 'Son, you're going to have to work twice as hard as anyone else to get where you want to go.' Those words stuck with me and became my mantra." As Ken entered his teenage years, he began to focus more intently on his athletic development. He excelled in multiple sports, including football, basketball, and track, but it was boxing that truly captured his imagination. Under the tutelage of Coach Davis, Norton honed his skills, learning the intricacies of technique and developing a formidable punching power that would become his signature asset in the ring. The hours spent training at the YMCA, surrounded by other young athletes with similar aspirations, fostered a sense of camaraderie and competition that propelled Ken forward. As Ken Norton's amateur career gained momentum, he began to make a name for himself in the boxing world. In 1967, he won the National AAU Heavyweight Championship, defeating eventual Olympic gold medalist George Foreman in the process. This impressive victory not only solidified Norton's reputation as a rising star, but also caught the attention of veteran trainer Eddie Futch, who would later play a pivotal role in shaping Ken's professional career. Norton's decision to turn pro in 1967 marked the beginning of an extraordinary journey. With Futch in his corner, Ken quickly racked up an impressive string of victories, earning him a top 10 ranking among heavyweight contenders. His formidable punching power, coupled with a relentless pressure style, made him a nightmare for opponents to face. On March 31, 1973, Norton faced off against Muhammad Ali at the Sports Arena in San Diego, California, in what would become one of the most epic battles in boxing history. Despite suffering a broken jaw in the early rounds, Ken fought valiantly, ultimately losing by a narrow split decision. The Ali-Norton fight marked a turning point in Ken's career, as he gained widespread recognition for his courage and determination in the face of overwhelming adversity. The bout also sparked a heated debate about the judging, with many observers feeling that Norton had done enough to win. As Ken himself reflected on the fight, "I knew I had given it my all, and even though I didn't get the decision, I felt like I had won something much more valuable, the respect of the boxing world." Norton's rivalry with Ali continued over the next few years, with the two fighters engaging in a trilogy of thrilling bouts. On September 10, 1973, Ken faced Ali again at the Forum in Inglewood, California, this time emerging victorious by a narrow split decision. The victory marked a significant milestone in Norton's career, as he became the first fighter to defeat Muhammad Ali since Joe Frazier in 1971. The final installment of the Ali-Norton trilogy took place on September 28, 1976, at Yankee Stadium in Bronx, New York. In a closely contested bout, Ali narrowly outpointed Norton to win by a unanimous decision. Despite the loss, Ken's performance cemented his reputation as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, and his rivalry with Ali remains one of the most celebrated in boxing history. Throughout the 1970s, Norton continued to face many of the era's top heavyweights, including George Foreman, Ron Lyle, and Ernie Shavers. His battles against these formidable opponents not only showcased his remarkable resilience, but also demonstrated his ability to adapt and evolve as a fighter. On March 24, 1978, Ken faced off against Larry Holmes at the Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada, in a bout that would ultimately prove to be one of the most significant of his career. As Ken Norton stepped into the ring to face Larry Holmes on March 24, 1978, he was keenly aware of the significance of this bout. Holmes, the reigning WBC heavyweight champion, was riding a wave of success, having defended his title 5 times since winning it from Ken Norton himself in 1976. The crowd at Caesars Palace was electric, sensing that this rematch would be a defining moment in both fighters' careers. The bell rang, and the two heavyweights began to circle each other, their eyes locked in a fierce stare. Norton, determined to reclaim his title, came out swinging, unleashing a flurry of powerful hooks and uppercuts that sent Holmes stumbling backward. But the champion was no pushover, and he quickly regained his composure, landing several precise jabs that kept Norton at bay. As the rounds wore on, it became clear that this was going to be a battle for the ages. Both fighters gave it their all, each round a testament to their skill, strength, and determination. In the end, Holmes emerged victorious by a narrow split decision, his hand raised in triumph as Norton stood beside him, his face etched with disappointment. Despite the loss, Ken Norton's performance against Larry Holmes cemented his reputation as one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. His ability to push the champion to the limit, to test his mettle and force him to dig deep, earned him widespread respect from fans and pundits alike. In the years that followed, Norton continued to face top-tier opponents, including Ernie Shavers, whom he defeated by a narrow split decision on March 23, 1979. This victory marked a significant milestone in Ken's career, as it proved that he still had what it took to compete at the highest level. On June 9, 1980, Norton faced off against Randall Tex Cobb, a formidable challenger with a reputation for being nearly unbeatable. The bout was a thrilling affair, with both fighters giving it their all in a back-and-forth battle that left the crowd on its feet. In the end, Norton emerged victorious by a unanimous decision, his arm raised in triumph as he celebrated another significant victory. As Ken Norton's career entered its twilight phase, he began to focus more intently on his personal life. He had always been devoted to his family, and now he had the opportunity to spend more time with them, to watch his children grow and thrive. On November 5, 1981, Norton announced his retirement from boxing, bringing an end to a remarkable career that had spanned over 2 decades. In the years that followed, Ken Norton remained involved in the sport he loved, working as a commentator and analyst for various boxing promotions. He also became an advocate for boxers' rights, using his platform to speak out against the exploitation of fighters and to promote greater safety and fairness in the sport. As Ken Norton transitioned into the final phase of his life, he continued to be an iconic figure in the boxing world, albeit in a different capacity. His work as a commentator and analyst allowed him to remain closely tied to the sport he loved, while also providing a platform for him to share his expertise and insights with a new generation of fans. Norton's commentary style was characterized by his unique blend of technical knowledge and folksy charm, making him a beloved fixture on boxing broadcasts. In addition to his work in broadcasting, Norton remained committed to advocating for boxers' rights and safety. He was a vocal critic of the sport's sometimes seedy underbelly, using his platform to speak out against exploitation and corruption. Norton's efforts in this regard helped to raise awareness about the importance of protecting fighters' interests and promoting fair play in the sport. In 1992, Norton was diagnosed with amyloidosis, a rare and debilitating disease that affects the nervous system. Despite his declining health, Norton remained remarkably upbeat and resilient, continuing to work as a commentator and advocate whenever possible. His courage and determination in the face of adversity inspired countless fans and fellow fighters, cementing his status as one of the most beloved and respected figures in boxing. As the years passed, Norton's health gradually declined, forcing him to scale back his activities and eventually retire from public life. Despite this, he remained a revered figure in the boxing community, with many of his former opponents and contemporaries paying tribute to his enduring legacy. In 2004, Norton was awarded the Boxing Writers Association of America's BWA Marvin Coon Good Guy Award, recognizing his contributions to the sport and his commitment to promoting boxers' rights. On September 18, 2013, Ken Norton passed away at the age of 70, surrounded by his family in Las Vegas. The news of his passing sent shockwaves through the boxing world, with tributes pouring in from fans, fighters, and promoters alike. Norton's funeral was attended by a who's who of boxing luminaries, including former champions, trainers, and promoters, all of whom came to pay their respects to a man who had given so much to the sport. Today, Ken Norton is remembered as one of the greatest heavyweights in boxing history, a formidable fighter with a reputation for toughness, resilience, and determination. His legacy extends far beyond his impressive ring record, however, as he remains an inspiration to anyone who has ever been touched by the sport of boxing. Norton's commitment to advocating for boxers' rights and safety has left a lasting impact on the sport, helping to promote greater fairness and protection for fighters at all levels. Norton's memory continues to be celebrated through various tributes and honors, including his induction into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1992. The Ken Norton Award, established in his honor, is presented annually to recognize outstanding contributions to the sport of boxing. As a testament to his enduring influence, Norton's name remains synonymous with excellence, courage, and determination, inspiring new generations of fighters and fans alike. He leaves behind a legacy of toughness, resilience, and determination that continues to inspire generations of fighters and fans alike. As Norton himself once said, "I went the distance with the best, and I'm still standing," a testament to his unyielding spirit and unwavering dedication to the sport he loved. These words echo through the annals of boxing history, reminding us that true greatness is not measured by victories alone, but by the courage and heart we show in the face of adversity. That's all for today's Sports Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Howard Closewell, reminding you to keep shooting for your goals.